Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. I'm a little bit late today. God, but I've had massive problems with my equipment. Hopefully, it's going to be good today and not a bad show. So let's get into it here on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, yesterday was awful. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. Nothing but bad news yesterday when it comes to when it comes to the market. Just not a good day at all. But I do have some good news for you, and that is we are seeing some strength in some sectors of the market, and that's primarily the oil sector. And I'm going to be talking about three stocks probably today, and some other ones that I have. Just wanted to go over today's market numbers. We were up on the S&P, which is nice. Um, Down at the close, just slightly on the volume for the Nasdaq, for the Dow. The Dow Jones was up slightly after yesterday's just disaster. I mean, they came up with the numbers for inflation, and it's inflation's raging. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Inflation's raging, and we were off almost 1,200 points at one point. Now we'll come back a little bit, but really, everybody's wondering, well, why isn't gold performing better? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, but a lot of it's manipulation. But hey, it's just one of those things that we've got to deal with. And basically, I believe the two best inflation hedges right now, and this is going to sound very strange, is oil stocks and cash. And you say, Jim, why would you want to have cash in this market? Well, everything else is moving down, so that is it's not moving down as much. So basically, that's where we're at. Also, on the Nasdaq, we did get a dead cat bounce on the Nasdaq. I would not recommend being there on that one, but definitely, definitely a strange one. Now, we do have a stock of the day. I don't own this one. But I think it's super, and that is Devon Energy, and I think that this one could be much better than this one. This one really could work very, very well. It's coming into, and let's see if we can get my stand here. There we go. You can see my screen here. Um, okay, let's see if we can give you a better look on that one. This is the chart on Devon Energy. It's forming this cup with handle, and if we switch on over to the screen here, you can see this is the right here, 75.27. Basically, is where the buy point is on this cup with handle. It's got a 98 relative strength. This is very, very strong. Let's look at the checklist on this one. It's got an 89 checklist. The only thing it's failing on is the accumulate rating, and I do think that this is held by a number of owners, and we do have, and this is interesting, we do have Fidelity Contrafund, and this is one of the ETF, this is one of the funds that we track very carefully because this one typically they are doing stuff right. They have 398 million shares, believe it or not, so they're very strong in this one. So they came in basically. They've been buying, and they've been increasing their amount. They were back in March. They were 2.5 million shares, 3.98 million shares. So definitely something that look to here. I also want to show you the increasing fund ownership in this one, Devon Energy, and I do think that this is actionable right here at this point. I definitely think this one is actionable. So don't despair. Don't despair. I definitely think we'd have something that we can use here to possibly come into the market. So looking good there. So Devon Energy, that's definitely one I think that you want to kind of look at. And we'll go back to the chart here. Basically, it's in the oil stocks are continuing to do well. It's just one of those things. I mean, I would like to see some more action in the tech stocks, but hey, it just is not that's just not what's happening here. It's just a way of the world. I have a question from TikTok on CPE, and of course, that's Callon Petroleum CPE. That's a good one as well. Let's take a look at it and see what's going on there with CPA. It's coming out of its base, which is nice. It's not totally set up, not as well as Devon, but this has been the hotbed of action. Currently, of course, the after hours price is up. After hours 44.84, and it was up today strongly, up and with lots of volume. See, the volume is coming in here, so a lot of the big boys are coming in to the oils. That's just the way it is, and that's kind of what it's looking like. Let's take a look at the checklist, see if this one's viable. This does not have the sponsorship that Devon has, unfortunately. It's a good company, but the checklist is weaker, as you can see, a little bit weaker here. So you could buy this one here. I would not recommend it, though, because it's not at a buy point. Let's take a look and compare Callon Petroleum, CPE. Let's compare that with um, Devon Energy. And I want to show you this is why I am more bullish on Devon. And unfortunately, this is not the greatest thing, but you can see Devon has been moving higher as we speak. So Devon definitely definitely has been moving higher on the on that. So this is kind of the thing here with Devon that you can see is that indeed it is a stronger stock than Callon Petroleum. So here's what I would recommend. Thank you very much for this question. I would recommend going with Devon as opposed to Callon Petroleum. But they're both good. They're in the right sectors. I just think that Callon is a little bit weaker than Devon. That's just my opinion on it right now. Okay, so let's go back to some of the here's um, here's what I am holding right now. You're not going to be able to see this on TikTok, but if you go over to Dallas Trading Floor on YouTube, you'll be able to see all of my holdings right now, and that is just by going to um, the beacons. Just go to my profile, click on the beacons, and you'll be able to see a direct link to the YouTube channel that we are at, Dallas Trading Floor. So here we go. Take a look. All of the everything that I'm holding currently is up today. That was nice. I did increase my share of Devon. I mean, of Cheniere Energy. This is the LNG play. Oxy was up. I wanted to get a little bit more of this, but I didn't quite at the end of the day. We also in another LNG player. This is a transport play, GLNG. That was up today, just slightly, but it's a pretty cheap stock. BJ's. I continue. I was selling. I was taking some profits on BJ's. BJ's came back again and is looking good. I want to kind of look over at the BJ's chart here. See if we can kind of get that bigger there. There we go. And let's take a look at BJ's. This is my one retail holding. I've been actually rather surprised at this one that it is holding up so well, and it just has been holding up well. It pulled back and tested, and I think now um, it's going to be showing some more strength as it comes off that 21-day line. So let me switch on over here for people on TikTok so you can see what I'm talking about. And that is BJ's, and this is a retailer that is pretty strong in the Northeast and also in the Midwest. Not too much out here in Texas. There's not too many BJ's out here, but this one is doing very, very well in this neck of the woods. As you can see, it's come right down to that critical 10-day line. It bounced off of that. That's very healthy. That's a very healthy sign that it bounced off of that 10-day moving average. So that's looking good. Let's look at the technicals on this one. This is BJ's. It's 100%, and that's just something I want to point out here. It's 100% on the checklist. This is BJ's. I definitely think that even though we are a little bit extended above the buy point was 71 here, and we're at 78, 80. I think that you could possibly buy this at the 10-day line, and we are pretty close to also the 10 and the 21-day line. typically, when I'm buying when I'm adding to positions on existing extended stocks, what I do is I typically will buy them within 5% of that 21-day moving average. Currently, we're 3.61% above that. Let's look at the pattern rec on this one. We are 9% above the pivot at 38 days. Let's also take a look at some of the fundamentals here. I'm gonna move over to the weekly chart. Take a look at some of those fundamentals on the to on the issue. So here I am going back over to some of the fundamentals, so we can definitely take a look at those here. So basically, what's going on is we had a very in June and July we had a very good reports up. The sales are up 22%, profits are up 29%, and in a retailer, this is indeed a good sign. So in a retailer, this is a good sign. We definitely have some of the big or funds coming in. We have 902 funds coming in here. Funds are 69% of this, and we have strong cash flow and for a retailer, very good PE ratio of 21. So that's why I'm liking BJ's. I'm probably going to be adding to the position. I did do some profit taking, but that was basically just so I could get some more, add some more profit to my holdings. All right, so let's take a look for Charles. Thank you very much. Okay, Biden says he won't buy oil until most of Europe has adopted the sanctions. Ukraine is pushing into Russia. Will oil be um, where will oil be next quarter? I think, and I really believe this. I think we're going to see more strength in the oil sector. I can't. I think we are because it's just going to be a disaster. I think for a lot of things. I'm taking what I've done here is I put on the XLE. This is the ETF that covers this is the Energy Select Spider that covers energy. This is a very key a key one. We're looking at we're looking at um, the weekly chart here. You can see we've come down, we've tested, and we're now right below a buy point here on the weekly chart. I definitely think we're going higher uh, in oil. I mean, I think that's what this is telling us. This is telling us that we're 3% below the pivot. If you don't if you don't want to buy any particular specific oil stock, this is where you can do it. You can just buy the XLE and you can buy essentially the whole sector. Primarily, this is Exxon and Chevron in this, but this is a good way to go. So basically, Charles, here's my take on that. Um, you know, he won't buy oil until what what Biden did was really a bad thing. Unfortunately, Biden emptied the strategic oil reserve. Very, very stupid thing to do, unfortunately. Short term, it pulled the prices down a few cents, but my guess is that with the war and cutting off of the oil, which is going to happen with the Russians, we're going to see oil go higher, and the Saudis have cut back on the production. So basically, we're going to see more oil spikes. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good sector to be in. It's really going to be one of the few sectors that's going to do well. That's my opinion. What companies out there would benefit from higher unemployment? Oh God. Um, Good question. I think again, higher unemployment is definitely coming. Unfortunately, I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right about this. I think higher unemployment is coming. The question is, who is going to benefit from higher unemployment? Well, I think that companies that are heavily into um, are into automation may benefit from that. But I really think that the real winners when we have lots of unemployment are the energy sector because energy, e- even with even with reduced energy consumption, people are still going to pay their heating bills, and I think that that's going to be an area that is going to do well. And I know it's boring, and I keep harping on this, but I think that the oil and gas sector is where to be right now, just because we've got such a screwed up such a screwed up government. Anyways, will Tesla Jim Tesla did not go down. Elon's concerned. Well, I was trying to do a cash secured put on Tesla. So let's kind of do some analysis on Tesla and see kind of what's going on there. I'm going to come on over to the chart here if you can see it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we bounced basically off the 200-day moving average. It's right back to where it was um, at 304. So it seems to be gaining some. It seems to be sort of stuck here. This seems to be sort of seems to be sort of a ceiling, unfortunately, for Tesla right now. It seems to be right about at this $300 level, and it comes up to about 304, and it's there, definitely there, and it kind of just sits there. So what do I think here? Well, I definitely see it being strong, but I still see it having difficulty getting above the 304 level. Now, here's the thing. What I've been doing is trying to put together a cash secured put. Now, I probably should have implemented that yesterday because we were down, and that would have been a better move. But I think that eventually we will move be above this 304 300 level. But this seems to be the sticking point right now for Tesla. So basically, what I'm doing right now with Tesla is nothing. I'm doing nothing with Tesla right now. So yeah, oh gosh, it's just one thing. I'm just not doing anything with Tesla. Oxy, this is one I like a lot. I've been trying to build a position in Oxy. Matter of fact, let's go back. I think I have the small before. I think I have Oxy in the small portfolio. Yeah, this is the small portfolio here. You'll notice I'm still mostly in cash. I'm truly trying to find a place to to put my cash, but right now it's just not a good time. I'm mostly in cash, and then everything pretty much else is some of these something related with energy, and I think that's really the only area that's going on. I've about a quarter of the small portfolio in energy. We're doing well. I mean, it's been up. So we came down, we tested the 50-day line, and we bounced off that. So what do I think about for Christina? What do I think about Oxy? Well, I still think Oxy is viable. I really do, because there is a buy point right here at 66.06 right here, and we're right above that. We're at 67.38. So could we buy Oxy at this level? Yes, I think we can, because we are just below that 21-day line. This is the critical line that I always want to look at. I want to look to see if it's in the buy zone, which it definitely is, but I also want to see it if it is close to that 21-day moving exponential moving average, and it definitely is. So that's looking good. One of the things about Oxy, and I want to point this out again and again, this has a 100% checklist, so it's very, very strong. By the way, Warren Buffett is increasing his ownership of Occidental Petroleum. Also, another good sign for Oxy, Fidelity Contrafund is in there, and they're increasing their position. In March, they had 1.28 million shares. They now have 4.67 million shares, and they have about 0.3% of all of Occidental is owned by Fidelity Contrafund. So this is looking very, very strong, and I still think that you can buy it here, really up to about. I would, if you could get it here, I think that would be this is a good place to start building a position in Oxy, because it definitely it definitely is in the buy zone. The buy zone is good up until 69, 61. So we definitely can buy it here. We can definitely make a buy on Oxy. So right now, Oxy is in the buy zone, and with higher oil prices, Occidental will probably benefit, and that's just one of those things. It probably will. So this is probably a good buy here. If you want to get out of cash, I would recommend trying to stay in some of the energy stocks. I think this is where it's going to be. Um, oh, Jim, are you up? Let's see. I'm trying to find it here. Let's look at space SPCE. This is This is Virgin Galactic. I did make some money on this last year. I was swing trading this one. I was not holding it for the long term. This is um, this is somebody from TikTok, um, and let's take the question on space. All right, currently it's selling for $5.60, which is basically terrible. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Um, Virgin Galactic, this is just horrible. Let's compare. Let's compare Occidental Petroleum um, with SpaceX with this. So this is the chart of space, and let's take a look and see. Let's compare that to Oxy. This is why you really need to be out of you need to really be out of the Nasdaq, unfortunately. This is Occidental Petroleum. Basically, if you invested $1 in Oxy at the beginning of a year ago, you'd be up about 160% because it's 260 spaces of 20. So just kind of tells the tale. Once again, you know, the action right now is in the energy area. That's just where it is. And yeah, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. I just think you just got to be careful if you're looking at any stock in the Nasdaq. I think you really got to be over in the S&P, and I think you really got to be looking at. I think you really got to be looking at some of the oil stocks. I think that's sort of where you're. I think that's sort of where you're going to get the best. I think it's where you get your best bang for your buck. It's going to be in the oil area of the market. So that's kind of my take on it uh, with with the oil stocks. All right, let's get another question. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, great. We've got some great questions here. Thank you. Jay, Starbucks and Lulu moved above their 200-day line. Thoughts? Um, I was looking at Lulu to short. I don't know. Lulu's been incredibly strong. Well, let's look at Lulu first. We'll look at this because I haven't looked at it in a few days. Yeah, it definitely is above that 200-day line. That is definitely true. 84 relative strength. So that's pretty strong when it comes to when it comes to that. This is Lululemon here. 343 dollars. I don't know why this is so strong, but it definitely is. I'm not in it currently. I'm not currently in Lulu. Uh, so I don't know. I just it kind of gives me a little bit of a difficulty there. So I just really I probably would not be in Lulu at this point. I think there's too much risk, and I think it's better to be in some of the oils. Let's take a look. Right now, the shipping industry in the United States is a big issue. Absolutely, it has been for years. Even if they wanted to, they can't get new trucks. So this reality is interesting to me. With eight Hino. Okay, Hino is a for everyone that doesn't know, Hino is if this is the company I think it is. Hino is the Japanese medium and heavy truck company, good company, and I definitely think, yeah, definitely think that could be a good one. But I still think that there's opportunity in the shipping area. I want to show you GLNG. I own this one. I still believe that this is a relatively small stock. It's a fleet of LNG tankers, and of course, I think that with the situation in Europe, we're likely to see some more good action when it comes to LNG. This is in a buy zone right now, coming off this cup basis. It's up after hours about 1.5%. So this is an area I do think that you can do something. It provides it basically is LNG. It's one of the top players in that 99 relative strength. No ownership by any of the funds, though. That's definitely not a good thing. 100% checklist on this one, and it is in a buy zone. So that's something that you definitely could look at potentially here. I'm in it, so So right now, um, GLNG um, is in this buy zone. So um, that's why I'm bringing this one up. It is the oil and gas transport area is one of the strongest areas currently in the market, and it is it's number three out of all of the rankings. So this is definitely something where you could make a buy here with GLNG. I definitely like the transport area. I agree with you, but I think you got to go with what you really have. Okay, let's take a look at JJ is talking about Starbucks here. Both Starbucks and Lulu. Okay, let's look at Starbucks because we didn't look at Starbucks. SBUX. This is part of the reopening trade, the retail trade. Definitely a definite move up today. I haven't been watching this one that closely, but I definitely like the fact that we're getting all this volume coming in here. It was up after hours, and let's take a look to see. Not as strong a checklist, kind of a checklist. Here's what I want to do. I want to now, of course, um, Starbucks is in the restaurant group, but I want to compare Starbucks with BJ's, which is also retail, but not in that group. This is the chart of this is the chart of Starbucks. Let's take a look at compare it to BJ's. This is the one I have. Yeah, BJ's is doing a little bit better, I think, than Starbucks. So I typically like to go with the winners. I'm not saying that Starbucks is not a winner. It's kind of awakening from a long sleep, but I just think that there's better merchandise out there. I'm trying to, I'm trying to be in the better merchandise. I definitely have it. It was up today, basically about 3.36%. I'm sorry, gold, or excuse me. BJ's was up about 1.43%, which is not bad. So I would go more towards BJ's rather than Starbucks. I think Starbucks is great, but I just if you as you can see from this comparison chart, BJ's is out producing it. So that's kind of why I'm there. That's one of the main reasons that I'm in the stock. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Okay, let's see. It's just interesting. Companies with an owner sector refueling, but the trucks can travel across the country without a refill. That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I think that's it is the future, but I know about right now. That's the thing. I didn't think you were doing TikTok comment, so I came in for. I try to get to as many comments as I can. I'm both on TikTok. Thank you for coming over to YouTube. I appreciate it so much. It's easier for me to see the comments on YouTube just because I have a better setup. The TikTok setup is not necessarily as great for reading comments. I wish it were better, but I try to get to as many as I can um, on that. Okay, hey Jim, uh, how soon will you expand this session in TikTok on YouTube? I'm on YouTube right now, by the way. Um, I'm on YouTube right now. I'm on. Oops, use a different keyboard here. On YouTube now. Of a link in my bio. So if you just go to my bio here, you'll be able to see it. Just go up here, click on that, and you'll see that I'm on YouTube now. So thank you for that. Appreciate it very very much. All right, so let's take another question from YouTube. Da da da. Okay. Analysis on EMPH. This is a EVS 712 here, EVS 712. So let's see if we can do some do an analysis from TikTok on, let's see, Eve, what is it? IJM. Okay, I upload the session to TikTok. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, wait a minute. Uh, I thought we had. I thought I had. I'm trying to find the comment here. All right, let's look at gain from Jokester on this. Yeah, gain, and there we go. Uh, not I'm not too familiar with Gladstone Investment. This is a business development company with medium-sized company. So it's a buyout company. Not as familiar with this one right now. Basically in the M&A business. It's trying to come up to the 21-day moving average, but that is not, unfortunately. It was rejected, and then it's forming this handle. It's a fairly deep handle, so it definitely is setting up nicely. It's definitely setting up nicely. There's a cup, of course, and then there's this handle, and it may come above that. But still, I probably would not be a buyer here. Just I want to see it move above that 200-day moving average, and then also the buy point on this one's 55.86. So with gain here, it doesn't have a strong checklist. The checklist is only 5 out of 9. Not liking that, unfortunately. And we are about 3% below the pivot. So I would not be a buyer here. Let's look at the technicals. And we're also below, well, we're relatively close to the 21-day moving average. We're 3.15% below that. So here's my take on gain. I would not be a buyer of gain here. So I just don't think we can. I just don't think we can buy it, fortunately. So not not the greatest. All right, we're almost at the end here. Oh, thank you, Derek. Appreciate it. Jim, can you start going over stocks with insider buying? That's a good question. I will do that. I do have a fairly good look on that. I haven't done a screen for that, so that's a very good point that you're making for that. But I don't have anything for you today. But let me see if I can gin up a list on that. I'm wondering if maybe Amazon would want to invest in hydrogen fuel cell trucks. Well, I think that's in a little bit in the future here. I definitely think that, and I know this sounds, I think that they've made their big investment in electric trucks. Let's see how that one goes. I definitely think that could be the future, but I think we're looking a little bit in the future right now with hydrogen trucks, and I definitely think they'll be there, but I just don't think. I can remember as a kid looking at Popular Mechanics and saying that everything would be hydrogen very soon, and that was a long time ago. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. I wouldn't hold my breath on that at all. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Which stocks are you buying today? Okay. Here's the stocks that I'm buying, and I want to be clear about that. And let's kind of go over that really quick, and that'll probably be it for today. But here's what I'm buying. Oops. Here's currently the stocks that I'm buying right now. One of the first stocks that I'm buying right now is Oxy, OXY. So I'm definitely buying Oxy now, and that's Occidental Petroleum. It's pulled back, and I definitely think this is well set up to to buy. So currently, I'm buying Oxy. I'm also um, I'm also been buying LNG. Of course, this is the stock that this is extended, so I wouldn't recommend buying LNG here. It's a little bit extended. I don't think it's going higher, but this one I've been buying. I am not buying it currently because it's extended. It's too far extended above that 21-day line, but this is the one I like as well. Also, if we're looking at stocks to buy right now, another one that I am that is I am buying right now, even though it's extended, and I don't think I would be adding to a position here. I would be starting a new position. That's BJ's. So I definitely like that one. So Oxy, BJ's, and then GLNG is another one that I like a lot. But right now, I'm buying Oxy, I'm buying BJ's, and that's pretty much it. I also have been buying LNG, which is the Cheniere, but I'm currently not. It's too extended for me right now. So that's kind of where I'm at today. Also, another stock that I think you should consider buying if you're going to buy relatively soon is Devon Energy, DVN. I definitely think this is set up very, very nicely, and I want to show you the chart on this one as well. So Devon Energy, DVN, and it's an oil stock, of course, and I think you could definitely do something with that as well. Devon Energy, it's coming up off that 200. It's above the. Here's why I like this one. It's above the 200-day line. It's above the 50-day line. It's above the 21-day line, and it's right above the 10-day line. And more importantly, we are basically right about 5% above the 21-day line. This is a very, very good place to buy a stock like this. Also, we have a very strong checklist. It's 89%. Very, very good there. And we are in a situation where the technicals look very good and it is being accumulated. So here's the thing. I think that this one is something that might look good. It's up 4% today. A little bit. I wish it hadn't popped quite as much, and I had a chance to get in on this one. But these are the three stocks that I'm looking at currently: Oxy, BJ, and DVN. So that's kind of the long and short of it. Let's take the last question here. Thank you so very much. I've heard that foreign companies. Absolutely. All right, let's look at the lesson for Mr. G. Love it. EL. Why ELL? I don't know. Oh, yellow line. Okay, let's see. That's in shipping. I think this is yellow, which is a freight forwarding company. Yellow Corporation. Unfortunately, not a good place to buy it. I wish I could recommend this one, but again, it's below that 200-day line. Don't like that. The relative strength line is moving up. It's 95, but even though it's in the transport area, which I do like, the checklist is not good. So I think the thing with the deal here would be to avoid yell, just yellow. So I think you really have to avoid this one here. Oops, I didn't get that. Yeah, there we go. So I think you got to avoid yellow trucking. You got to avoid it because I don't think the chart is too very, very good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for taking time with me. By the way, everybody that's watching on TikTok, we simulcast on YouTube, and if you want to see the whole show, it'll be up in about 5 minutes. It'll be up on YouTube. One of the great things, of course, is if you are um, if you are watching us for the first time, please, please, please like our show because that is such a big thing with us. So please, if you can, go on over there and subscribe and like it. But I mostly like it and then subscribe it if you really like it. And so please hit that like button. You definitely want to be hitting that like button uh, here. Um, okay. Definitely want to be hitting that like button. So please hit that like button, and hopefully we're gonna see you again here tomorrow. We'll be back at 5 o'clock. If you want to be a member of the Action Trailers, super easy to do. Just go on over here to www.dallastradingfloor.com. and you'll see that. So www.dallastradingfloor.com. Anybody else here? Any other questions? Neo, I probably won't cover Neo right now. So please like, and we will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So happy trading, everybody. I'm mostly in cash here, but I'm starting to move into some of the oil stocks. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 with some more analysis and recommendations. So till then, happy trading.